So one of my favorite questions, of course, is, how am I going to fund this massive, insane, large-scale global solution to address plastic waste? I mean, it's going to take billions of dollars in the end to fund and build out all the things I'm talking about, whether it's the ships or the processing plants, the collection centers and cafes. There's a lot going on in the brand vision that I have. But you know what? That's the magic of it. I mean, large-scale problems require large-scale solutions. And without a doubt, I think pretty much people realize that what I've done here is build that kind of a solution. Is it realistic? Sure it is. The only thing stopping us from making it happen are the talented people that are going to come on board to help run it and the money to support and build it out. Now, there's no shortage of money. Okay, the fallacy has always been that you can't find money to do socially good, impact kind of investing or projects like we propose. There are billions of dollars available for the right package and the right program. And of course, you have to get it started. You have to kind of prove the concept and the model. And being a social entrepreneur myself personally for over 40 plus years, I hate to admit, I've seen many deals get funded. I've tried to do certain things on a smaller scale, but it's much harder to find $50, $100, $500,000 than it is to find $50 million. Because when you want to look for $50 million, you're going to a hedge fund, an institutional, a pension plan, a large-scale investor banking type of environment. And if you're publicly traded, which CBO Worldwide will be by the end of this year, you can attract the institutional money for these kind of projects because they require you to be publicly traded before they can invest in you. So it's private equity in a public investment, or what they call a public investment in a private equity, which is a PIPE. And that's the routine and the common way. Now, in addition to that, we're looking at perhaps grants and funding from the United Nations, the World Bank, the U.S. government, a number of other organizations that will help us build these large-scale infrastructure projects. We chose Puerto Rico as a target for our Caribbean hub after the Hurricane Irma and Maria hit that region and totally destroyed the Puerto Rico power grid. And, those people are very resilient, hardworking. They need the jobs. They need the power security. They could benefit from food stability through indoor vertical farming and water making and all the things that can be had there. But their infrastructure electrically is weak and they're rebuilding it now. But what we propose is to make that a hub, create close to 2,000 plus jobs. And of course, we're not in any firm dialogue with the country or the state or government of Puerto Rico. But we're moving in that direction. Our plans have laid out a port project in Puerto Rico. We have other locations we're looking at, Cancun, Jamaica, those other areas in the Caribbean. But we'd like to make our hub in Puerto Rico. Lots of reasons for that. But socially, there's a lot of upside to do business in a U.S. territory for the project that we're doing. So, people have asked me, can we invest in CBO Worldwide? The answer will be sure. You will be able to once we're publicly traded, and that could be as early as the end of this year. But we're not soliciting for private investors. We're not doing any of that at this point. The crowdfunder is designed to help launch an awareness program to basically test whether or not we have enough interest in this message campaign and our vision and what we're trying to accomplish. Now, depending upon the success of that will depend on whether we can actually, go further and actually start developing our first waste collection center here in Las Vegas, or our port project in Tampa, which is another area we're targeting. We have a lot of plans, and not all of them have been, fully developed yet because this is the blueprint, and you can't build a house or anything without a blueprint. And so this is kind of the blueprint of the global waste solution. And once we start getting some traction, which is going to start with the Find Your Plastic Porpoise crowdfunder because it'll show that people are interested, they believe in what we can accomplish, and they understand that awareness will get us to the end solution, which is solving the problem. And so it's important that we launch with that. But, we're making plans as we move forward to get to the next step, which is to build out the secure locations and, other things, and grants. And I will be speaking at, waste expos and ocean conferences and wherever I can be invited to share my vision as we move a little forward here. It's just now at a point where we're more publicly exposing what we're trying to accomplish, what we're trying to do, how it's going to be structured. And so, I think funding won't be a problem once we get going, but, it has to be a grassroots effort. We have to show that there's a interest in the My Sand Dollars campaign, which will help drive the other things. And eventually it could become a fully self-funding solution, which of course we want our members to benefit from through stock appreciation values. I mean, imagine being in the delivery room of Google when they first started, or Apple, or any number of these companies like Amazon. I mean, these were great, revolutionary new ideas that people said, I don't know if I want to get into it. But, when Google came out at $85 a share, now they're $900. I remember my Apple stock was $18 a share, and it's, near 1,000 now. It's like after it split 7-1. So the thing is, there is all kinds of value if you believe in where we're going. And, I don't want to be involved in a pump and dump. I don't want a penny stock. What I want is the credibility that we collectively as a community, shareholders or community otherwise, works together to solve the problem. My legacy is to help address the issue. And again, as I stated in many other videos, we will find the right players to run Plastic to Power, to run mysandollars.com, the Tropical Reef Cafes. My interest is to be the conductor of the orchestra and the broad vision and the marketing of that vision. Not unlike, the Richard Bransons for Virgin or the, Jeff Bezos for Amazon, and all these companies own 50, 100 different companies, and they have other people running these companies. There's no way I can run them all, and I don't want to. I want to find the talent that can make it happen, and they're out there, and we're getting calls all the time. And if you've got any interest in that, you can certainly email us and contact us through the site. By later this year, we're going to start bringing together our teams and start rolling it out next year in 2019. That's the plan, and funding won't be a problem, and lots of opportunities ahead. And contact me if you have any questions in that regard, as well as sponsorships, by the way. And we'll talk about sponsorships a little bit more too. Okay, that's it for this.